Hey everyone, Fire Sticks Dave here. Welcome to the Pub Crawl with Hervey and Angry Phil, but only when Angry Phil decides to show the F up. Phil, we are told Phil got two tickets, one for speeding and one for using his cell phone when he was driving.
Well, it sounds like to me he bet the beginning of this Howard Wagner game, and he was mad, so he pressed the gas and got caught checking the score. And realized he bet Howard. They're down 12 early, so.
I should have known it was a little bit more to the story than that.
No, that's just an assumption.
Oh, okay.
That's just an assumption. Well, we'll get the full stories if he ever shows up.
That's good.
Yeah, if he ever shows up, we'll get the full story.
All right. So, Hervey, you're working on a bracket right there. What's it looking like right now?
It's looking very chalky. I was told that this was a wide open tournament, but I watch college basketball fairly closely. Between just being a sports fan, watching basketball, and liking to dabble and make wagers, I just think it's going to be pretty chalky. I can see a couple 10, 11 seeds winning in the first or second round, but after the Sweet 16, I got it pretty much all chalk. And I'm a homer. Anybody who knows me, I'm a Duke fan. And I just think as good as Houston is, they're coming into the tournament off a very bad loss, injury to a key big man, and Kentucky is hit or miss. They don't play defense. They're all or nothing offensively. I kind of like Duke to make a run and put it all together because they showed up until the last few games. They're not coming in the tournament well either. But if they can win 2 or 3 games and get to a leading matchup against Kentucky, I think it's wide open for them. And then outside of that, I think we got the regular teams to win.
But real quick, what am I missing here? You said I'm a homer. Where's the home Duke? Where are we at?
Oh, no, anybody who knows me knows I love Duke.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It's like you being a Kansas Jayhawks fan, or I live in Chicago, but I've been a Duke fan since '92.
I gotcha.
Since the shot. We had the epic game against Kentucky just to get there to the Final Four.
That's fair.
See, the funny thing is, going off subject a little bit, isn't it amazing how some of the best games, and no matter what sport is in the national championship?
You're saying it is or isn't?
It's not.
Yeah, it's a lot of it's leading up to it.
Like 2 of the greatest Duke games ever were to get to the Final Four and then to get to the national championship.
Right.
And it's just funny how that works.
A lot of people say that one of the best playoff football games ever. I was fortunate enough to be there. It was the Chiefs when they hosted the Bills.
Yes.
In that overtime game.
And that was divisional or AFC championship?
That was divisional.
Divisional.
It was divisional.
Yeah.
And and then we went on and the Bengals bumped us out. And then one of the best baseball playoff games ever. God, it's probably what year was it? It was either 2014 or 2015, and is the wild card game against the A's when the Royals ended up stealing 7 bases in a wild card game. I remember because I was coaching baseball at the time, and I had one ear plug in.
Just phone in your pocket, listen to the game.
Yeah, I'm trying to give some plays in from third base. And
Coach, what's the sign? Swing away.
Just don't bother me.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. All right, so what was your question?
It is about the homer. So tell me more about your bracket. I understand why you have Duke now. I keep forgetting that you're a Duke fan. So other than that, what else you got going there?
Chalk. A lot of chalk.
You got Duke going all the way? I got KU going all the way.
There you go. Even though you know damn well KU ain't got no chance.
It's a snowball.
Yeah, I'm assuming McCullers and Dickinson are going to play. But
we'll be lucky to make it past Sweet 16.
You'll be lucky to make it to the Sweet 16.
We're going to make it to the Sweet 16.
I don't know. After that last game against Cincinnati in the first round of the Big 12
coming on. Okay, all right.
Yes. But no, I see a lot of chalk. I got UConn. They've been the best team in the country overall all year outside of the one hiccup they had against Creighton. And then Purdue, they've been second or third best team in the country all year. Edie's a force. None of these teams in this bracket outside of Kansas has size, and Edie and Dickinson are very familiar with each other. So if Kansas can somehow get by Gonzaga, that will be an interesting matchup, Purdue versus Kansas. I don't have them getting there. I have them Gonzaga beating them. I just think Kansas is too injury-plagued. I just think they're beat up too much.
It's been pretty bad, yeah, right.
But their two top players are out, and I think they scored south of 60 points, 2 out of the last 4 games. So, and then in the West, Arizona, they get to stay close to home. They're a very good home team. And North Carolina's playing very well. They won the ACC outright, lost the ACC championship. I can see them meeting Arizona in the West final, and then playing UConn to get to the national championship. So my Final Four right now is UConn versus Arizona, and then on the other side, Duke versus Creighton. I'm a big Creighton team because they have size. If they do meet Purdue in the Elite Eight, they have this guy Kalkbrenner, much thinner than Edie, but 7'1".
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty amazing. I didn't realize that.
And then they have a lot of shooting. And they drubbed, and when I say drubbed, outside of Iowa State beating Houston in the Big 12 final, it might be the most impressive win out of any team in the college basketball season.
So let me ask you this real quick. A program like Creighton, it's a good example of it. There's kind of legacy programs out there, right? And so for these legacy Creighton's got a long, good history of showing up well in the tournament, in the bracket, pretty much every year. I feel like they're in there. So my question to you is, how much credibility, how much credence do you put into
been there, done that
of the program itself versus?
No, I put a lot into it because it's actually funny because part of the reason why I have Duke also is because one of my matchups is Duke Kentucky Elite Eight. That's already happened before. And then another matchup is Duke UConn National Championship. That's already happened before. I think history repeats itself sometimes, And Duke is an above-average team. They're not great, but they're a well-balanced team that has no problem playing defense. So I put a decent amount of credence into, pedigree. Kansas, I loved this year with Kansas before they got injury plagued. But when McCullough's missing basically 8 out of the last 10 games, with Dickinson now out, you can only do so much.
Yeah, I get it. It's cutting down the ponies that got you there.
Yes.
I get it. So my Final Four are number 2, Iowa State, versus number 3, and I have Iowa State coming out of that. And then I have Houston heading up against KU, and remarkably, I have KU coming out of that. So it's going to be Iowa State versus KU, and somehow, some way, KU came out on top on my bracket.
Well, there's going to be a lot of red in your bracket because KU, I don't know a damn thing about Samford. I know 13 sometimes beat 4 seeds. So I'm just going to give Kansas that.
Do you know where Samford is even at?
Samford. No, I do not. I'm guessing.
Does anyone know where Samford is at? You know where Samford University?
I'm guessing somewhere East Coast. But
we got 400 people here. No one knows.
But I'm going to give Kansas a bit of a doubt. But I've watched a decent amount of Gonzaga basketball. Being a wagerer, I need to sometime watch West Coast basketball to get my money back or lose more. So I watched
late night basketball.
I watched a decent amount of Gonzaga basketball. They're a solid team. And with just the injuries that Kansas has had, I just don't see them winning that. Yeah. So you're going to have a lot of red in your bracket. Being a homer and taking
Zero doubt about that.
You're going to have a lot of red in your bracket, buddy.
All right. Well, cheers. Good luck to your bracket.
Likewise.
We're getting reports that Samford is in Alabama.
There we go. So I will throw out a couple real quick upsets or teams I can see making a run to the Sweet 16 or Elite 8.
Yeah, let's hear it.
That people may not know about. BYU is a very good team. They shoot very well. They grind it out. I see them upsetting Illinois in the second round and also upsetting Iowa State and making a run to Elite 8.
Same. I got the same thing. BYU, right?
Yep, BYU losing to ISU. Losing to Iowa State.
Yep.
And then I also like St.
You have
Mary's.
them upsetting Iowa State.
I have them upsetting Iowa State.
Okay.
So I have BYU in my Elite Eight, and then they're going to glass slippers got to end, and UConn's going to show them what a real basketball team is.
Hold my beer. Let me show you what a real basketball team is.
And St. Mary's, I like them going to the Sweet 16. Alabama is a high scoring team. St. Mary's can shoot and just slow you down. And if Alabama's shot's not falling, they're not going to win that 4-5 matchup. Alabama's going to have to score, and St. Mary's is not going to go up and down with you. So it's going to be a different style of play for Alabama. And I see St. Mary's grinding that one out, winning like 65-60 or maybe 70-65. Those are two teams I like, and then obviously I have Creighton going to the Final Four. It's shooting, it's size, it's defense for all three of those teams. And there's so much parity. I think when they say it's wide open, I think it's wide open to get to Elite Eight, but I think the perennial powerhouses or the Blue Bloods will still end up being there, being Duke, Kentucky, UConn, North Carolina, and then very, very solid programs that have won national championships. Arizona, and
The legacy teams.
The legacy teams.
Yeah, my lowest seeded team I have going to the Sweet 16, I do have St. Mary's. I have St. Mary's beating Alabama and then North Carolina, and then they get stomped out by Baylor. All right. Anything else on the NCAA front? Anything else noteworthy from when you filled out your bracket? I've had a lot of people tell me they feel like this is going to have a lot more long shots. Who'd you pick? Who do you have?
I didn't do my bracket yet. I was kind of off, bro. I've been traveling. I'm from Louisiana. We just traveled up here.
We got a guest appearance from a gentleman from what's your name, boss?
Here,
Tony.
put on the headset, man.
No,
Have a seat.
All right, sit down with you. Where does the broadcast is? My wife on me.
We got a guest appearance from Tony here. He's not filling for Angry Phil for a little bit here. He just looked at our bracket, and he asked who we had. I told him Duke. He told him Kansas.
No, I do Duke.
You do Duke?
You can't go wrong with Duke.
No, not at all.
Tony, right? Tony?
Yes.
All right, so Tony, you're in town from Louisiana for work?
Yeah, for work.
All right, it's been fantastic. So you're going to be here for a while. Are you going to be here on Thursday?
No, I leave Thursday afternoon.
Okay, well, that means that you'll be in the area on Thursday, but
I'm in class from 8 to 5, and I leave at 6:30.
oh, then it doesn't sound like a whole lot of time to
enjoy the day.
Yeah.
No,
Who are you going to pick from the bracket? Who do you have?
I haven't done mine, but I'll go with Duke.
Yeah, it's going to be Duke. It's going to be some of the favorites, UConn, Purdue. Just whoever makes the buckets and makes stops. That's what it comes down to.
All right, fantastic.
Oh, well, Tony, welcome to Players. Are you in town often?
No, first time here.
First time to Chicago, period?
That's it, first time ever.
Did you get downtown at all?
No, we got to kind of stay close to the hotel. They won't let us venture out too much.
I got to be honest, it's overrated. Just take out here. Come over to Players Pub and Grill here in Prospect Heights. You're good.
We're at the Hilton with a Y.
Yes. Well, welcome, Tony. Enjoy your couple days here.
I appreciate it.
We appreciate you showing up.
Louisiana people, we don't care. We just come tell everybody hi.
What part of Louisiana?
Lafayette.
He's a Raging Cajun.
There you go.
He's a Raging Cajun.
All right.
McNeese going to upset the first round.
Oh, McNeese State went in?
Yeah, McNeese going to win.
Okay.
That's LSU's old coach.
Yes, he got caught.
Yeah, he cheated there. He cheated McNeese too. He cheated both of them.
I wish you would cheat a little bit more because I lost a few bets on McNeese this year.
Oh, dude, he pulled all his players in and didn't play.
They're
for
on my
LSU.
blacklist right now, but you're giving me reason to buy into them. I like it.
Yeah.
Well, then that's going to mess up my bracket a little bit because I have Gonzaga winning a couple games.
The sad part is Gonzaga's always a good bet, though.
Yes.
Every year after year it is.
Yes.
Yeah, Gonzaga's solid.
I mean, that's one you normally pull for the first two rounds, regardless what that seed is.
That's awesome. But no, my mom used to go to Mardi Gras all the time back in the day. I don't know what she did there. She always come back hungover, and she would go off work a couple days after.
Because you had hand grenades probably over there.
Probably. All right, good to meet you, Tony.
I'm
Thank
still
you,
here.
brother.
Look, I appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
That's fun.
That was fun. That was totally fun. Who gives a damn about Phil?
We don't need Phil.
We don't need Phil.
Why do you need Angry Phil when you got Happy Tony?
You got Happy Tony. The first game was great. It was they had three chances to hit a three. They missed, and they won. They lost by 3. It was a great start to March Madness.
All right, so Ryan Poles, you're not faulting Ryan Poles at all for the delay, for waiting to free agency, and what I perceive myself as a drop in value. You're not faulting at all for that.
Well, you can fault him if you choose to, but I'm not faulting to him because Justin Fields is no longer on the roster. But if you would have probably pulled the trigger in earlier in the month or later in February, you probably could have got a third-round pick or actually a for sure fourth-round pick.
It's a little bit of a problem. Then you're forfeiting a fair amount there.
But it is what it is,
I'm not even 100%. I really don't think I'm convinced that anyone ever was going to offer him a second, third, or fourth. I find that hard to believe.
A second might be a stretch.
Yeah, but even a third, even if it was middle of February, a week after, I feel like the teams, after they got their number one pick, I feel like teams are like, we're gonna wait to see what he wants and kind of see if his price drops.
No, I think the right team would have given them that.
Yeah,
but they just told you what they think of Justin Fields. Steve Young has said it forever. In order to win in this league, you have to be a pocket passer.
Well, you have to be good at throwing from the pocket at some point.
Yeah. Sam Howell got traded. Mm-hmm. They got more for him. Kenny Pickett got traded. They got more for him. Desmond Ridder got traded straight up, who I really think is a very good gadget player, Rondale Moore. So in my opinion, more for him. The league just told you what you thought of Justin Fields, and I think that just confirmed.
They made a statement.
And I think that just confirmed Ryan Poles saying, I know I'm shopping this guy, but I can't even get a second-round pick. Sam Darnold got traded for a second and a fourth or a second and a fifth, and Sam Darnold is absolutely trash.
So conceivably, Ryan Poles was playing it correctly, and he wanted to make sure that there was no money left on the table. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Henry. And he wanted to make sure there's no money left on the table, right?
Yeah.
And I think we're there, that he didn't. He tried to get what he could get out of it, and he didn't get it. So.
It didn't work out.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he was waiting to see if teams would get desperate. I don't think Atlanta was ever interested in Fields. I'm just shocked because of Fields, his ability to get out of the pocket and like be such an electrifying runner that there wasn't any team willing to give up a significant amount of capital for him. So I don't know. Maybe it's because it's the 1 year left, the fifth-year option looming. I mean, even Mac Jones got traded for a sixth-round pick, and Trevor Lawrence is the number one quarterback on the team
for sure.
So they essentially got traded for the same pick, same round pick, but the upside is if Fields happens to play 51% of the snaps, which is a 50% chance probably, right? Mm-hmm. It goes up to a fourth round. I don't know. It's very obvious that the whole league didn't think much of Justin Fields, and we probably most likely made the right move in getting rid of him and trying to go after a better college prospect. Caleb Williams definitely better than Fields. When they both came out of college, Caleb Williams probably way ahead of him in terms of arm talent, right? In terms of developed as a passer and everything. So, I mean, we'll see. I'm very hopeful. We're definitely doing what we should have done with Fields. Like 3 years ago. I think the biggest problem is that in hindsight, we should have never brought Pace and Nagy back, because what they did was you brought them back in the lame duck year.
And they tried to save their jobs.
And they tried to save their jobs with Fields, and it didn't work out. Not only that, they put him in there after Andy Dalton got hurt, when Nick Foles probably should have been out there.
Yeah.
And they probably stunted his growth. And then the next year, Foles comes in. He has no money. He has no money to play with, to build a team around Fields, right?
And the receivers we put out there. Jesus Christ.
I mean, dude, Darnell Mooney, Brian Pringle, Equanimus St. Brown,
Equanimus St. Brown,
whatever. They're all absolute trash. And then we get Velus Jones Jr. too, and we find out how bad he was. So it's just like it was. The line was bad. The run game was only good because we found out that Fields can run for like a lot of rushing yards. He was pretty fast. I never seen him run in college like that. So like it was semi-entertaining. But then he comes into this year, and I still don't think they didn't put a cast around him that you would say that was kind of like what the Eagles did with Hurts, what the Dolphins did with Tua, or Josh Allen with Stephon Diggs and all the pieces they had. Well, they tried to do that, but they couldn't do it all the way. Getting DJ Moore is fine.
He took steps in that direction, though.
Huh?
He took steps in that direction.
Yeah, but it wasn't a full, like, wow, like what we have right now. DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, Everett, Keenan Allen, and an offensive line that's young and is going to build into some stability next year. So I don't know. This is what we should have done with Fields, but like it was just a bad time when we picked him, and we had some salary.
Just a minute. Let me call a timeout here. Let me level set with you, Philly, because it seems like for quite a while now you've been waiting for this day where you can celebrate.
Yeah, but it's
and now you seem a little bit melancholy.
I don't think it's something to celebrate. I think it's another mark on the organization that didn't know what they were doing. They're
Herbie, is this something to celebrate or not? You got Caleb Williams.
I mean,
that's what you wanted.
To me, it's something to celebrate because I've been saying Caleb Williams is different for 2-3 years, and I've been saying for 2-3 years Justin Fields is not
who we thought he was,
not who we hoped he was,
right? Not
who we thought he was, who we hoped he was, because I know this, Phil knows this, you know this, the people who listen to Sports Fan know this. If you have Garrett Wilson and Jigma Smith, okay, Chris Olave, all right, as your receivers, and you have an Ohio State offensive line, you're going to look damn good in college.
Paris Johnson was, I think, on that team, too.
Paris Johnson, 6th overall pick from Arizona at some point, was his left tackle. Okay? You're going to look damn good as a quarterback. And if you don't learn at some point, I get you got thrown to the Wolves your first 6-8 games.
To the fire quick.
Real quick. No reason for you to be out there. But make a goddamn adjustment, please. Change
year
your fucking game.
Year 2. Right.
You know? Like, I see all these videos of Caleb Williams in the gym, Caleb Williams working on the turf. Chelsea says, okay, so why isn't he processing stuff anymore? We already know he can make every throw in the world, but if you can't read 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to check down, you know, then you ain't got no value in the league.
Okay, so you're saying that Justin Fields looked great when he was in college, obviously. And all 5 of your college offensive linemen end up in the NFL.
I don't know all 5, but I mean, he had a very good offensive line,
I think all 5. Yeah. I think all 5 were in the mix there. Either way, there's less of a story with Caleb Williams here. He was scrambling quite a bit, right? And that was one of the points you made in an earlier edition that we had, or earlier segment that we had, was this guy scrambles a lot, you know, and he still does a great job of his touchdown to interception ratio. He still manages well.
So, not to cut you off, but
no, go for it.
I knew this, and it was confirmed on the radio. What I thought I knew was Caleb Williams has one receiver that might get drafted this year. I believe we mentioned this before on our earlier podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brendan Rice.
He played with Jordan Addison last year, who is a very good receiver. He'll have a good NFL career. He has no linemen that are going to be drafted. You know what Jaden Daniels has? He has 2 first-round wide receivers. Okay. You know what Drake May has? Okay. He has a 2nd, 3rd-round wide receiver. Okay. They played with guys who are going to be drafted in the NFL. Caleb Williams did all with nothing. So, if you have like somebody better on your draft board, you better be effing right, Ryan Poles. Because if you're not, you're passing a dude who had 30 touchdown passes back-to-back years, under 5 interceptions, with nobody. You knock on him because he couldn't beat Utah. You knock at him because he couldn't beat Washington. He was doing it single-handedly. And not to mention, the game against Utah, he was playing on one leg. The man gutted it out. You want to know how I know? Because I bet it on him to have over his passing yards. And I said, please don't get hurt. And he gutted it out and threw for over 350 yards. The man is a baller, okay? And whether or not he pans out or not, he's the guy you draft.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I'm just saying, in reality, though, like, if we did the right thing with Fields, we wouldn't be in this position. But, yeah, I'm excited because Caleb Williams is the best quarterback in the draft. He's probably the best prospect, like a lot of experts have said the last 10 years. So I'm excited in that specific situation. And I'm not trying to be cynical. A lot of the Bears fan base is pretty cynical. I'm going to wait to see how we do because it is the Bears. And we've had 2 first-round picks, and they've all failed with different management. But I'm just saying.
Yeah, boy. At Players Pub and Grill, winning horse ticket. Come here, bet little, win big. That's what our guy just did
He
there.
won a horse ticket?
Oh, yeah. He got a winner.
That's your guy from GBS?
That's our boy Adam for GBS. Got a horse ticket. That's why you come here, guys. Got good food, got good sports on TV, got a chance to win money.
That's a totally deviant from Phil, but I never bet on the ponies here. I never have once in my life. I don't know the ponies. They scare me.
Yeah, we're gonna see. I am very cynical when it comes to the Bears.
You have to wait. You have to see. But it's like saying right now you're the first overall pick in a redrafted.
Adam, what'd you win?
I'll see you next time, okay? I got the same number.
Adam.
I'll see you later. Adam, what'd you win?
Well, it's better than losing $12, I guess.
I'll see you later.
Continue, Philly.
I just want to wait and see. I can think of a lot of negative scenarios right now. You know, like Eberflus still being the coach.
I'm shocked that you're being negative. It's unbelievable.
Just like that worries me. I don't know if that worries you. I was going to ask you about that. Now that we're in prime position to get the best available quarterback, does Eberflus being on the team, does that scare you a little bit?
Hey, let's do this shot real quick.
All right, let's do this shot, and then I'm about to rip in the Phil for a minute here.
Yeah, there we go. Let's see this.
Because this is really throwing me off.
Isn't it?
This is throwing me off.
Bears aren't even my team.
Cheers.
All right, go.
You want to go first or me?
No, I've been trying to ease into it. You're the Bears fan. Go for it.
I know you had a rough day today. Okay.
That's nothing to do with what I just said, though.
No, but I think it might be messing up your thinking for a second. Because we had a lot of conversations about this. I want to get rid of Eberflus, too.
Yeah.
I thought we need an upgrade. I think he is a very melancholy, low-key guy. He had good things with the defense the second half of the season. But the defense improved. And Ryan Poles improved the defense.
Yeah.
And we got Eberflus to be the defensive guy. He's done his job in terms of making the defense a team that can hold their own. And now we get rid of a guy who's been holding us back, and you're still questioning it?
Who?
Be fucking happy.
The team. Because of our head coach.
Because Fields?
No, you're questioning because we still have Eberflus. I don't get that. We got rid of the guy who's holding us back. Eberflus wasn't holding us back. Eberflus did anything.
I understand that, but the problem is that like if we're able to, if Waldron's the real deal, which he has some past success developing Geno Smith into having his best year and stuff, maybe I'm just thinking a little bit ahead that
you're just too worried.
I am.
You're just too worried. You're worried we're going to miss again.
He's so happy
it's not about
that he's worried that he's going to be let down. That's what's going on here.
I think so.
Here's the thing. If we do develop Williams the way we should, right? I'm a little worried that Waldron gets another job, and typically quarterbacks that do well with a specific coordinator, they're not the coach. Like it's kind of like no stability when you have a defensive-minded coach, and so like that. I'm not gonna lie, this thought creeped into me a lot more because Anthony kept bringing it up in the text. So like, I was thinking about that, a lot. But like you have to understand, like Josh Allen lost his coordinator, and he hasn't necessarily looked like Josh Allen, like amazing Josh Allen the last couple years.
I think Josh Allen had one of the best years of his career.
Really? He started up pretty mediocre in the first half.
So we're going a little bit off topic. We're talking about the Bears, but
that's our motto.
Statistics lie. Stats lie. Josh Allen had Stephon Diggs, who became an average wide receiver. He had Gabe Davis, who was nowhere to be found. At some times, his best option was a tight end. And somehow, the Buffalo Bills were still the hottest team in the league up until they ran into Patrick Mahomes.
How is that Stephon Diggs' fault that he wasn't getting targeted after 10 games?
He wasn't doing great before that.
You better recheck those stats in the first 6-7 games. He was
okay. We're talking about the
most of his numbers came through the first half of the season. He was gone the second half, but I don't think they were targeting him as much. I think they were focused on running the ball a lot more and not getting Allen to throw so many interceptions. Allen was playing hero ball, throwing 40 to 50 times, and Buffalo realized he fired the offensive coordinator in the middle of the season, though.
Good call. Good call, Phil.
How can you say that he had this best? I don't know about that. That's an off comment.
That was a litmus test for Phil, and he just passed. He's awake. So I don't know what's wrong with Phil otherwise.
To me, stats lie. So I think Josh Allen was the reason why the Bills were the team that some people were predicting to be the team outside of San Francisco or Baltimore to win the Super Bowl. They were ahead of Kansas City in terms of odds.
Absolutely they were.
Okay.
Believe me, I know.
And I think that was just because of 1-7. So going back to that is why you have to go and trust the coach to be. So that brings a good thought to my mind. The Bears should be very similar to the Bills for the next 4 or 5 years. You have a defensive-minded head coach who's not calling plays. His job is to run practice the right way, get these guys believing.
Time management.
Get these guys on board.
That's what a head coach does, really. They're not really calling plays normally.
Depends on your team. Sometimes you have a team that's offensively minded and built up.
No distractions, okay? I think he's still going to call defensive plays, but you should not be worried about that. Your number one concern should be, is the guy we draft at number 1 the guy? And I don't know why you're not excited, because
I'm excited,
Get excited,
but even if you are the number 1 guy, you still need to be developed, though. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
sometimes you don't have to be developed. You want to know why?
Are you saying that
because you're Caleb fucking
that
Williams.
if you have a if you have a shitty ass coordinator that they can't
let me ask you a question.
A quarterback prospect?
Let me ask you a question. Do you know the offensive coordinator's name in Houston? I do, and I didn't know it for the first 10 games. And I still might get it wrong. Nick Slowick.
Okay.
And I still might get it wrong.
Okay.
And you know, this man was interviewing for head coaching jobs this year. He wasn't going to take any of them. You know why?
Why?
Who's the quarterback of the Houston Texans?
C.J. Stroud. Okay.
So is C.J. Stroud not that dude?
After 1 year. I mean, I get it.
After 1 year.
I mean, so you're already.
He lit it up this year. He's the guy.
Fucking quarterback after 1 year.
Top 10 for
he
sure.
He lit it up.
I mean, you can say the projection to be a top 10.
What I'm saying,
it's just the same thing with Jordan Love. He had a great ending to the year. His numbers look ridiculous.
No, he had a great into the 3 quarters of the year. He was the best quarterback the last 12 games in the league.
Not the last 12 games. Last 6 games. Since the Thanksgiving game in Detroit. I know this because I was watching him carefully. He had a stretch where he was playing bad.
And that was the first after the Bears game, the next 4 or 5.
Okay.
So then 10 or 11, he was amazing.
No. I think it was a lot longer than that. There were some average games.
We'll look up the stats off.
I would like to look that up.
We'll look up the stats off.
But I don't like
camera.
ridiculous statements like that.
But the point of me saying that is,
okay, go ahead.
Is if you're that quarterback, you're just that quarterback.
I don't know if who was that? Makes sense for me on that.
You're the guy.
Who was Zach Taylor before he had Joe Burrow? He was an offensive coordinator in LA.
Yeah.
Who came to Cincinnati because they were one of the best offenses in the league, and he got Joe Burrow.
So he had an effect, right? There was some type of effect on the system.
So Shane Waldron's already proven. So what are you worried about? Shane Waldron is proven.
No. I'm not.
So what are you worried about? You get a
Shane
proven
Waldron.
offensive coordinator with a damn good prospect. There's nothing to worry about.
No. That's not what I'm worried about. I'm saying long term. I'm talking about coaching.
Long term.
So you're saying if Shane Waldron does well early and they move on,
Yeah.
you're worried about the next guy coming in?
Yes.
Okay. So
Because
this is my rebuttal.
This is what I was trying to say. Yeah.
So this is my rebuttal.
Yeah.
Where's Nathaniel Hackett at? He's the offensive coordinator of the Jets, right?
Yeah.
He was the offensive coordinator of the Green Bay Packers. He got a head coaching job because of Aaron Rodgers. Is Aaron Rodgers not that dude?
I get that point.
Okay, so I'm not done. So where is Luke Getsy at? Did he not get an offensive coordinator job with the Bears because of Aaron Rodgers?
Yes.
Okay, and now he's getting a second job because he did okay with Fields.
Yeah.
He did great with Aaron Rodgers. But are you going to say he does not have two jobs because of Aaron Rodgers?
I get that, but you have to understand.
I rest my case.
But their head coach is Matt LaFleur, who's the play caller for Green Bay.
Yes,
and this is the point I was making, that there's continuity on that side because they got the main play caller for all. I think.
And what I'm saying is, it all comes down to whether or not the quarterback's good or not. It's not about development. Either Caleb Williams is good or he's not. That's what it comes down to.
So you don't think offensive coordinators or
no, they're going to put out a good game plan. Put receivers out there and DeAndre Swift in the backfield with a good second, third option in Johnson and Herbert. It's either Caleb Williams, we're putting you in the right situation, and you can do it or not. It's not about Waldron doing well and then moving on.
And being a good play caller? You don't think so?
Everyone's a good play caller. Just like they talk about 32 jobs of quarterbacks in the world, there's only 32 offensive coordinator jobs.
Yeah.
There's only 2 play callers in the world. So you're doing what everybody wishes they do as fans. So when we're recording on Tuesday night or Wednesday night on October, I don't even know the dates, 10th, 11th, and the Bears are 3-1, and Caleb Williams has 7 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Phil's gonna be like, Hervey, you were right.
Well, I thought you were right. I thought you were right about Caleb Williams when you first mentioned him and how good he was. I thought he was really good, and I definitely think he's the best quarterback in this draft. I mean, maybe I shouldn't think about that long.
I thought you were like franchise changing. I thought that was your stance.
He is.
No, he is. He is. I just feel like
that was Phil's stance.
I feel like there is.
He listens to 670. He doesn't listen to 1,000. Those guys are in his head.
The score.
He listens to the score and not 1,000.
Not ESPN guy.
Yeah. Let me just put it this way. If you've been a Bears fan as long as I have and you have, we don't have a track record.
I get it.
So let's just.
But
let's just
I'm
relax
optimistic.
I am.
You should be optimistic.
I am optimistic.
I'm the furthest thing from always being optimistic.
You're acting like I gave up on the season. We didn't even start training camp yet. Free agency isn't even done. I'm not giving up.
Free agency's done.
For the Bears, maybe, yeah.
For everybody.
Are there any other pieces that the Bears did not get that they need to get? Essentially, that means is there a focus on the draft?
Well, no, their focus is on the draft.
But there's still a lot of holes on the team, in my opinion.
To plug.
Edge rushers,
edge.
They still need a 3 technique.
I mean, O-line is always something you need to rebuild and replenish.
I feel like
where would you rank the Bears' offensive line right now?
I would say maybe
middle.
Maybe, yeah, I was thinking the
middle.
same thing, 16 or 15.
Middle.
I don't think they're top 10 at all.
But we signed the guy from St. Louis, LA, the Rams. I still call him St. Louis. And we got Bates from Buffalo. So, and then it all depends on what the draft tells us. We can use a tackle if you don't believe in Braxton Jones. And then receiver if someone falls to us. And then edge. Edge is the most obvious position.
I don't even care about edge. I want to focus on offense.
That's a game-changing position, though.
No, it's not. Not as much.
Why do we have to focus on offense?
I feel like they could use another wide receiver. Keenan Allen's 32 years old.
Well, we can only use a wide receiver.
Go through your depth chart.
If he
wide
falls
receiver.
through us.
Yeah, I know. I
DJ
understand.
Moore,
But
you got Keenan Allen.
And then you have what?
No, you're missing
Dante
a third.
Pettis?
No, it's
Dante Pettis. You
No,
know Dante
it's
Pettis?
Tyler Scott. If he
Tyler Scott.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't
Tyler
mention
Scott,
quickly,
Tyler
tell
Scott has
me
a
that you're
long way to go.
All right.
Velus Jones has a long. I don't even know if he's going to be on the team.
But
he's on the team because
he better not be on the team.
They don't have anyone. I just named you all the receivers. So I'm telling you, they need to get another wide receiver.
But you know what makes it? Well, you know what makes all your receivers better?
Caleb Williams.
A great quarterback.
Yeah, but I still think
All roads lead to Caleb Williams.
I still think they need to try to get the receiver at 9 if it falls, right? But like they need to read the draft and see maybe if they have to move up 2 spots and give up a 4th.
I think the Bears are in a perfect spot because I think whoever their choice is, we're obviously in agreement of Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
Whoever their choice is as their quarterback, sticking at 1, trading out, going to 2 or 3, taking May or Daniels, we have a rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
And then you can do whatever you want with 9. You can let the board talk to you and take the edge, take the tackle that falls, trade out, you can do whatever you want. But
I just want to make sure we get another wide receiver, and I think I'm not happy with our offensive line. I feel like we could use another a tackle. And
Other than wide receiver, Philly. Okay, go on. You're talking.
I was saying in the offensive line, I think we could use Braxton Jones. Still, I'm not really highly sold on him, but I think he's serviceable.
he's very serviceable.
I mean, I'll be honest. A lot of offensive linemen aren't really good in the NFL. Like, there's only like 2 teams that have really good offensive
I was
linemen.
about to say that. How good has the
So-
Kansas City Chiefs offensive line been the last couple of years?
Humphreys.
And even what was your tackle's name this year? The guy you got from Jacksonville.
Yeah, Juwan Taylor.
He was terrible. He led the league in holding.
Yeah, you're right.
He led the league in holding penalties.
Well,
But
at least he avoided the sacks, right? When he,
and holding's not always called.
Yeah.
So the point is, don't worry too much about wide receiver. At the end of the day, when you're up 7 or you're up 4, you're up 3, you need someone to bring the quarterback down. So what I want the Bears to do is draft Caleb Williams.
I agree.
Draft the best receiver or the best edge there at 9. If all the receivers are done, trade out and then take Turner from Alabama.
Yeah.
I can't even pronounce the guy from UCLA. I don't want him because they say he's injury prone.
Well, he has a big injury risk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Injury risk?
I don't think Dallas Turner's going to beat her. I think Atlanta's going to take him.
Well,
and I don't like this Verse guy because I've seen him go all the way from like the 2nd round to the end of the 1st round to the middle of the first. He is all over the board. And from what I'm reading, he's very inconsistent. So like,
All right, so that's what I'm saying. You have to read the board. So we get our quarterback in the top 3,
Yeah.
whether we stay or we trade out.
okay, deal.
So then top 3 picks are going quarterback. Marvin Harris is going 4.
Yeah.
Somebody's trading up for J.J. McCarthy. Okay, so you have
Bears.
5 picks gone. Then I will lose my if we get J.J. McCarthy as our
Just
quarterback.
remember this: when we were in 2017, we thought we were getting Deshaun Watson. We thought that he was the obvious choice, and we traded up, and we were like, okay.
Well, we know Ryan Pace is an idiot. Now it's confirmed.
Just,
Hindsight's
just
2020.
telling
You
man.
can't do that.
No, we said that before.
Bad GMs and bad coaches are contagious in the Bears.
We said that before that Ryan Pace was trash. But so the 5 of the top 10 picks are already given. 3 quarterbacks: Marvin Harrison, J.J. McCarthy.
Okay, so you're saying 4 quarterbacks, best wide receiver in this draft,
Alt is going to
which
be
is
taken.
arguable right now.
Alt is going to be taken.
Yeah,
And then you
he's
still
the
have,
best left tackle.
Yes.
Why is the guy from Penn State keep going down? Because they said he was the best. Now they're saying all.
and then you still have Adunze and Neighbors. So we're getting the best option at edge rusher. So the Bears are in a good spot.
Yeah.
I know it all seems like we're right there to turn the corner.
No,
And
yeah,
you're
yeah.
worried.
Well, there's a couple things. Keenan Allen being 32 worries me a little.
He's only here for a couple years.
I think
the fact that
you were with us less than a week ago, and you're all fucking excited.
I texted you guys. I wasn't here with you guys when it happened. I mean, I'm just waiting for the draft. Hopefully, everything works out the way it should. So I'm happy about that. At least Fields being gone, there's more clarity of what's going to happen. So, I honestly, from a strategic standpoint for Poles, if he goes to any other quarterback, like you said, like his job's on the line a lot quicker. Where with Caleb, he knows.
I got 4 years.
I got the best quarterback, like the mock draft says. Everybody's saying, but give us some time. How many games do you give him until you're like, what the fuck is going on? Or if he's like, obviously, if he's doing amazing, he's doing amazing. But
so it all depends on, like you said, you're worried about how he's coached up.
Yeah.
So it all depends on how the games are going, how the games actually end up, how the script is going.
Yeah.
Like my biggest gripe, and I feel bad for Justin Fields with this, was one day we're running the ball 35 times.
Yeah.
One day we're having you throw 35 times. One game we're throwing 25 screens.
Yeah.
You know, I'm exaggerating, but they threw like literally 15 screens against Minnesota.
Yeah.
It was always, you didn't have an identity.
Yep.
I say in every single sport, as a player, you have to have an identity.
Okay.
Okay. So I think that the Bears are going to put this kid in a situation where we are going to be a 55-45 offense, 53-47 offense, pass to run. We're going to go 12 personnel a lot. A lot of 12 personnel. And it's simply, the kid reads, one of the biggest flaw for Caleb Williams is the opposite, is the same as Justin Fields. He holds onto the ball too long. But guess what? He ain't got to hold on the ball too long when you got Swift. You got Swift in the backfield. You got Allen on one side. You got Moore on another. You got Everett and Kmet. Get the fucking ball out of your hands, kid. And we're going to move the chains. And guess what? He's twice the athlete Patrick Mahomes is. I'm not knocking Patrick Mahomes in terms of his ability. He's twice the athlete.
Is he that much better than him, athletically?
If the kid can process it,
yeah,
you can go 5 wide. Your playbook could be the size of this bar.
Yeah.
You can go 5 wide, 12, RPO. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And the kid knows, oh, we need 3 yards. It's me and a linebacker one-on-one. Me and defense at one-on-one. I got it. So we're in a good spot. I really hope they don't do anything. The only thing I hope they should do is maybe trade out of 9 to accumulate one more draft.
I agree. I think if there's no... If Neighbors are a doomsday fall, obviously I wouldn't. But if there's an opportunity to trade down and grab some more picks and maybe still get... I really like Brian Thomas Jr. I think he's going to be a star.
The receiver?
Yeah, from LSU. The one that they don't talk about because of Neighbors.
Well, all receivers from LSU do well.
Yeah.
You know, Jarvis Landry, Odell.
Who's the second fastest in the
Justin Jefferson,
too?
yeah.
I mean, I would love to move down 4 or 5 spots and get Brian Thomas Jr. and then pick up a second round or a third round. I mean, that very easily could happen. There's probably going to be a quarterback at 9 that someone might want to move up for.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean, they do have options. I'm excited for 1 because the possibility of getting the best quarterback, but I'm also excited for 9 because I think there's a lot of things that can happen there that can help the Bears. They are really in a good spot once they figure getting the best quarterback. So
Justin, enjoy Pittsburgh. Ryan, draft Caleb.
Yep.
If the receiver's there, draft him at 9. If not, get us an extra pick and make them hit both. You're a very good GM. You're a young and up-and-coming GM. The Bears are on the up. Anybody who knows me, like, I'm a White Sox fan. We won a World Series championship out of the freaking blue.
Yeah.
Out of the freaking blue. You know? So I don't get excited for much. But the Bears and where they're going had me excited. I'm a baseball coach 9 months out of the year. I coach high school football for 3-4 years. And there's nothing more special than 53 men the practice squad, all the guys who do scout coming together on any given Sunday to win one game. So there's a special place in my heart for football.
Yeah.
I've never been this excited for Bears football.
That's true.
So if I'm excited, everybody freaking else better be excited. Because I've been telling this guy
Get on board, Phil.
I've been telling this guy for a long, long time. Bears are going to be trash. Bears are going to be trash. And we've been trash for a long, long time.
That's true. That's a very good point.
And now, I know when teams can turn the corner. And I think we're going to turn the corner.